Hello, my friends. Happy Friday. Welcome to episode 61 of Why Did I Buy This? This series started as a way to help my crafters find unique ways to use the supplies that they have in their collection. It's also a really good series for my new crafters who are wondering what they should get and how they should craft. My name is Lindsay and I am the team leader for Cloud9 Stampers. I'm also the creator of the blog cloud9stampers.com. You can find all of the previous episodes, all 60 previous episodes on my Facebook page. And if you just go to the video section, you'll be able to see all of the content there. I also have a YouTube channel. So if you just search my name, Lindsay Mann, you will be able to find all sorts of videos that I've put out there. So there's lots and lots of ways to figure out how to follow me and craft. You can also find me on Instagram, and I'm Inky Thumbs on Instagram, so you'll want to go ahead and check me out there. I post lots of projects there too. Hi Jennifer, hi Corinne, hello my friends. Good to see you. Today I am so excited to be in my studio. As many of you know, I'm in the thick of moving. So I'm in between two houses and I have my craft supplies here where I'm not sleeping. So I'm not getting to play as much as I usually do. And my new craft room is being set up as we speak. So I'm hoping next week I get to show you on a tour of the new studio. So cross your fingers for me. Today's projects are super cute. And since I'm on a theme of working with limited materials, I actually used only one featured stamp set today. I know. That's weird for me. So I'm really excited to show you these projects. The product today is sparkly. And if you're a friend of mine, it's not surprising that I am a huge fan of sparkles. In fact, my friend who does my nails, she laughs at me all the time because I always insist, I don't know if it shows up in the video, I always put sparkles on top. Even if it's not a sparkly color, I always put sparkles on top. I love sparkles. But I also know that not all of my crafters like glitter because it can be messy. So today's product is one that you are going to enjoy because anybody can use it. It's not messy at all. It's really, really easy to use. Hello, friends. I see everybody's joining in. Okay, so we're gonna get started. I don't have all of my normal setup today, so it's gonna be like a super awkward transition. So bear with me as I do this, and I hope I'm not gonna have you look up my nose. Okay, I'm gonna tilt my head down like this so we don't do that. Okay, I'm gonna turn you like this. Hello, and then I'm gonna do this. Then I'm gonna do this. Okay, and now I just have to, remember I broke my stand before by forcing things? We're gonna try not to force the things because that's where I get in trouble. All right, oh, this is super awkward. Okay, I promise I'm gonna get better at this. Okay, 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 yes. Hello, okay. I'm gonna zoom in so that you can see, there we go, perfect, yes. Okay, so today's product is called the Ombre Specialty Designer Series Paper. In Canada, it's $13.50. It comes with 4 sheets of 12 by 12 glitter paper, and it comes with the colors Gorgeous Grape, Mango Melody, Night of Navy, and Poppy Parade. So, like I said, I love glitter. So I wanted to just show you what this looks like IRL in real life. So as you can see, it's ombre. So it starts with the lightest shade and then works to the darkest shade. And you can go ahead and pull from the sheet anywhere you want. Here you can see I've really dipped into the Night of Navy already. I've had some fun with this. You guys, if you tuned into last week, you saw me using that. But I always keep scraps because you never know when you can pull a little heart or something from there. Here we've got the Poppy Parade. And again, starting from the light, working to the dark. So it's kind of cool because you get lots of shades, even though it's not specifically a Stampin' Up color, you've got all of these different shades. And this can work with, say, Pale Papaya. You could pull that in, or you could use Calypso Coral. That would work well with that. So even though it is Poppy Parade, you have some options there. And then this one is Mango Melody, and it is just so bright and fun. And oof, I just love, love, love that idea. Okay, make sure my lighting is there. All right, so let's get started with some projects today. Oh my gosh, I just made this all crooked. There we go. Okay, first time on the internet, friends. Just kidding. But like that today. All right, so the first card I wanted to share with you, I am working just with some strips of the ombre paper. So I cut a strip at 1/2 inch, and then I cut the strip into 3-inch pieces. So now we're just going to line them up onto our cardstock. So this is Highland Heather, but that's not the color I actually wanted. I used Fresh Freesia on my project, but we're just gonna roll with this because I don't wanna waste time cutting paper. Okay, I'm gonna use some adhesive and we're just gonna add that to the back. And here I'm using a grid sheet and I'm going to use that to line up my piece. So I'm going to follow this line here and kind of center that on there. And that's the hardest part about this card, is trying to get the pieces lined up. So again, we're gonna kind of follow using that line and spacing. Ooh, so beautiful, hello. And then we're gonna add some more. Are you guys having a good week? I've had an exhausting week, but a productive week can be a great week too. Just to show you the example, and this never happens to me, I guarantee it. Yesterday, I forgot to eat breakfast until 1:30 p.m. That's how busy my day was. But that's okay. I had a delicious breakfast, lunch, brunch. There we go. So that is the ombre strips on the paper. So next we're bringing in a piece of basic white, and we are going to use this stamp set. So this is the one that I was saying is going to be a common thread throughout today's episode. This is a stamp set called Count on Me. It's from the annual catalog, and it is just the cutest. So it has a variety of different animals, and then the greetings are kind of punny and work alongside those different images, but they're just so, so sweet. So I wanted to start with the bear, and I'm bringing in my Memento ink because we're going to do some colorings with our Stampin' Blends, the alcohol markers. This is the ink that we need to use with that so that it interacts properly with them. So I'm going to start by stamping my bear onto my basic white. And then next I'm going to use Crumb Cake to color it in. So I have 2 different shades. As you know, our Stampin' Blends come in 2 colors, a set of 2 colors, a light and a dark. And I'm going to start by using my dark color and just kind of following where the details have been added to this artwork. And then I like to add it to places like the legs, which would just automatically be more shadowed because this bear has a big bum. And so the bum would shadow his legs, okay? And then also like the toes, okay? So we're gonna follow underneath that little ledge there. And then also I'm gonna say that his body would be shadowing this arm. And then the backs of his ears, we're going to say, are a little bit darker. And then sometimes I just kind of like add dots. Do you guys do that? Where you just kind of dot it along the edges? And it's sort of like when you were a kid and you would outline everything before you colored it. It kind of has that same effect. But with alcohol markers, everything blends so nicely that you're not going to notice the dots afterwards. Okay, so my crumb cake marker on the brush end is very, very, very well used. Oh, it's like blurring out for you. Yeah, you can see like we've had some fun with that one. So I'm actually gonna use the pen end to just do my coloring because this one is still nice and firm and has some life left in it. So we're gonna go over top of those areas that I've laid down, just like that. And so like I was saying, where those little dots are, it's gonna fill it in so that we don't see those dots anymore. It just kind of adds a little bit of shadow, but not like an obvious line. Okay, I'm gonna try and use the edge of my, do you guys have this happen to you? Use the edge of my brush now to kind of do the bigger sides. We make it work. They are consumables, so just like paper, there's a lifespan to them, and once you've used it, you move on. But really, they're a pretty affordable item, so you know we're not mad at it for running out. That just shows that we are using up our craft supplies and having a grand time. Okay, so almost done here. Now, I also brought in my light petal pink, and that's what I'm using to do the muzzle of the bear. So something just kind of light like that. And then I always like to give things that have faces some cheeks. And my favorite color for cheeks is light flirty flamingo. So I'm going to use the brush end and we're going to give this bear some cheeks like that. And it looks a little blobby at first, but you can always come back in with your lightest color and go over top of that, and it's going to kind of blend it out so that it doesn't look like you've just added a circle of ink to your project, just like that. I also am bringing in some new blends. So these are the Fresh Freesia Light and Dark. And again, I'm going to add some dark to where the heart would be resting against our bear. And then I'm adding my little dots. I don't know why I do it as dots. I just feel like it makes it not so obvious that there's like a dark line. Okay, so our little bear looks like that. Is that not ridiculously cute? Oh, I just love this stamp set. So if you're just tuning in, count on me. You're going to count on it being on your wish list. I guarantee it. Okay, then we're going to bring in a greeting from the set, and it says, "I've got your back." So again, I'm using Memento, and I'm going to ink that up, and I'm stamping it down here, but I'm actually fussy cutting out both the bear and the greeting. So it doesn't really matter where my greeting goes at this point. And I just wanted to remind you of something that I call ransom note style. So when I stamp a greeting that I want to kind of hack up and use in my own configuration, I just use my snips and I decide where I'm going to cut it. Boom. And then I don't even worry about it being overly straight, kind of like a ransom note, you know, when people cut things out of the newspaper to make it look like you can't tell they're writing. So we're just going to ransom note this one too, just like that. So we've got these two little greetings here that we're going to add to our sparkly background. So I'm going to skip ahead now and show you the finished project. This is so cute. The other die set that I brought in is the Many Hearts. So this is from our spring catalog, the January through June. So just as a reminder, we have just a few more weeks with this catalog, and there are items that are 10 to 50% off right now. So if you have items that you haven't gotten yet, just keeping you informed. They are going to disappear here pretty soon. So make sure you take advantage of those sales. They are while supplies last as well. So if you have something that you're thinking about, you'll want to get it sooner than later so that you're not disappointed. So here is my finished card. Oh, look at that little bear. So I also brought in a strip of the ombre paper and added some hearts, and this all came from that Many Hearts die set. Let me know if you like it. If you feel like you would enjoy sharing this video with your friends, that is the best compliment that you can give me. So go ahead and hit that share button. We have a couple of projects left. They can watch along with you and ooh and ah. Okay, so that's our first project of the day. Let's move on to another way to use the ombre paper. So I started by using a new die set. This one is called Picture This. And I used the circles and I cut out the Night of Navy paper. So I have that pre-done. The next thing we're going to do is flip that over, and I'll bring in some Stampin' Dimensionals, and we're going to add them to the corners. And I like to add them to the middle too, just so that we really get an obvious difference between the two layers. Just like that. We're gonna throw all these little backings off here. What's the weirdest place you've ever found one of these backings? I'll go first. When I was, a couple years ago, I was training in a gym, you know, back when we could do that. And my trainer goes, "What do you have on your face?" And yeah, it was a Stampin' Dimensional backing. I also found one once on my dog's nose. And I found them in my bra. So there are lots of different ways that you can incorporate Stampin' Dimensional backings into your life. I'm trying to center this for you. Okay, there we go. Yes. All right. Okay, back to the project at hand. So here we've just gone ahead and layered that on there. So it's kind of like a diorama style. Next, I had taken a piece of that glimmer paper, the Night of Navy one, and I ran it through the Big Boss and with that same die, and then got these. So I'm just going to show you on the one and not make you watch me put the whole thing together. But I did this because you could layer a sheet behind it, but I also was being kind of frugal because you only get one sheet of it. So this way you can make it last a little longer because you'll have the excess that, like I said, you can cut out hearts or little pieces from. So here you would just go ahead and fill in all the ombre pieces. So this is where things get fun. You guys know that I have a mad infatuation with the white chalk marker. So you can actually use your white chalk marker and you can add dots to the glimmer paper so that you get little texture to it. Can you guys see that in the video? There you go. Just like that. Like I never in a million years expected that this would stick, but it does, and it dries really, really well. So the next part of this card is I'm bringing in another stamp from the Count on Me, and this time we're going to use the little penguin. So I'll bring back in my memento, and we're going to stamp the penguin. This penguin is so cute. Okay. And I wanted to show you when you're coloring with black. So there are two black Stampin' Write markers. This one is like a true black, and this is almost like a really dark gray. So I start by kind of doing my dots, and again, right around where his little arms would attach to his body would probably be darker. And this time I'm using the pen end because this is kind of a detailed little image to color. So down by his little feet and kind of up by the nose to, beak, I guess it would be. And then I'm going to bring in the lighter black. I don't know how well that shows up in the video, but it is a little bit lighter. There, let's see if you can tell. Can you guys see that? Yeah, it's kind of like a really, really dark gray, which I like because then you can still see the detail of the line image from the stamp set. So again, I'm just gonna kind of work my way around his little head. Okay, like that. Now, I received a swap card from a fellow demonstrator named Alana Wharf. And one of the things that she did with an image that I loved, it was with the Puffin stamp set, was she brought in a gray to kind of add to the white so that, you know how I use Pool Party to do the outline trick? This is sort of the same idea with light smoky slate. So we are just going to go ahead and use that brush end and just very lightly go around his belly and kind of up by his face. So it sort of adds a little bit of character and it makes the white not so stark. Now, this guy has a face, so what are we gonna do? We are gonna add some cheeks. So this is with Light Flirty Flamingo, and we're just gonna add those little cheeks on there. And then, again, I'm not a fan of just leaving them as round cheeks. So we're going to bring back in the color lifter, and the color lifter is going to help blend out those cheeks so it's not so dramatic. Kind of makes it a little bit softer, like that. So you finish it off by coloring in his feet and the balloon. And now let me show you the finished project. So here you can see I fussy cut out our little penguin, and there you can see all of those little dots that I was talking about to add texture to the background. Isn't that fun? Yeah. And here are our rainbow nuggets of goodness, that in color gems that are, I don't know if they're back in stock, but they're pretty fabulous. And this greeting, look at the little hearts for dotting the eyes. Do you guys remember doing that as little kids? This greeting comes from a stamp set called One Happy Family. So it has some really nice greetings for people expecting or adopting, or even just congratulations. And I really, really enjoy the font that are in this particular stamp set. Okay, we are going to move on to the PYP card. So my friends, if you are tuning in for the first time, you're like, what the heck is a PYP card? A PYP card it stands for Pee Your Pants. So if you find a technique that just makes you so excited, you are gonna pee your pants, that is a PYP card. So we're gonna bring in a few different things. Let me just move that over. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I have my ombre paper and I've pulled in Poppy Parade. I ran it through the Big Boss, or you could use the Baby Boss because this folder will fit. And we embossed it. So now, not only do we have glitter paper, we have embossed glitter paper. Yeah, we did that. So you can see a little bit better on the back, but in person you can see the texture. Oh, there we go. I just have to catch it in the right light. There you can see all of the dots. So next, we're going to add our adhesive to the back of our glitter paper, or the Ombre Specialty Paper, as it's formerly known as. And we are going to use a piece of the Pattern Party Designer Series paper, and we're gonna add that to it like so. So that is going to become a border on our card. Next, I'm going to bring in a 3x4 piece of paper. So now I'm going to use a stamp set called Biggest Wish. And this is maybe my favorite greeting set in the entire catalog right now. I love this combination of scripty font with block lettering, and there's so many ways that you can layer it. It's so fun. Just throw that bad boy in Pinterest and you will be also throwing that one on as your biggest wish list. Now I'm going to use Poppy Parade ink, and we're going to use the Happy, and we're going to stamp, oh, let me try and line this up. We're going to use my grid line to help me stamp straight, like that. And ooh, you guys didn't see what just happened, but I literally could have had ink everywhere instead of just on my thumb. And that is why I'm inky thumbs. Okay, now we've got the birthday, and so same thing, we're going to line it up using our grid, and we're going to stamp. Just like that. Yes. Okay. And then we're going to bring in a scrap piece of paper. So like I said, this particular stamp set is really cool because it has scripty and block lettering. So we're going to use this scripty lettering now, and we're going to stamp friend like that. And we're also going to bring in a little fox, and we're going to stamp the fox like that. So the thing about foxes is they are red, but they're kind of a brown red. I don't know where you're watching from, but here in Alberta, we have red foxes. That's actually the name of them. And so I brought in my Poppy Parade, and we're gonna do a bit of coloring with that, but we are going to add some soft suede to it to try to get a more realistic color for our little fox here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just dot in my darkest color of Poppy Parade. And then I'm going to bring my light color in, and we're going to do some blending here. See, this is very, very red, and that's okay. I mean, you could use your creative license and say that, but I don't know, I'm kind of a fan. I think it's because I used to be a biologist. Once a biologist, always a biologist. So I like to kind of make animals realistic in color if I can, but it's hard to say. So there we've got the Poppy Parade. And now I'm going to bring in that light soft suede. And we're gonna go ahead and just color over top of the Poppy Parade. So the nice thing is we get the tone of the Poppy Parade so it coordinates really well with our project, but the brown just kind of helps make it look a little bit more like the foxes that we know and love, just like that. So then you can use that gray trick that I taught you on the last card, and we're gonna kind of outline the fox's little tail like that, and also around the fox's face like that. And this fox has a face, so we're gonna add a little cheek color to it, and then use our white to blend that out so it's not so blocky. You can even use that to blend out the gray if you're feeling it, like that. Cute. So I also brought in the balloon from the little penguin, and I stamped those separately and fussy cut those out as well. And let me show you the finished project here. So here we go, PYP, drum roll please. And there we go. So here we fussy cut out our little fox. There are the balloons that I talked about. And we also fussy cut out the friend so that we could layer that with the happy birthday. This is the embossed paper, like I showed you in the beginning. And I like this card because it would be really easy to gift to one of the guys in my life because it's not full of flowers. So let me show you the finished projects one more time. So here's the PYP. Here we've got using our white chalk marker onto our glimmer paper, or Ombre Specialty Paper, I should say. And here we have just using the strips of paper as part of a background. So if you're thinking to yourself, Lindsay, why don't I have these products? You're going to want to go to my online store. Remember, orders over $60 before the shipping and tax do receive a free class in the mail from me. It's all the pre-cut supplies for 5 cards, and you can make them using basic adhesive supplies, a neutral ink pad, and a greeting set of your choice. I'm going to flip you around one more time because I just want to say hi. And I also, oh, hello, don't be rude. My phone was talking to me. Hi. And I also just got my hair cut. So, you know, given that I still don't see very many people, it's always nice to show it off. So there you have it. If you place an order that is before June 14th, we still have the host promotion on. So if your order is $300, you're going to get an additional $30. So it's a $60 shopping spree called Stampin' Rewards. And you can combine orders with your friends. You just have to place it as one order. Or you can email me. So there you have it. Those are the 3 cards of the day. The Ombre Specialty Designer Paper is incredible. You're going to want to play with it. I can't wait to see what you make with it. Have a fabulous weekend, my friends. I am so excited to show you my new craft room, hopefully next week. And in the meantime, think of your pal as she's walking 20,000 steps a day, moving. Bye for now.